presented the report to National Council, we had built structures up to the district, and it was 80%. Now we stand at 100%. A big achievement. Number 3.2, collaboration with other forces of change. In addition to the aforesaid resolutions, NEC had to take an additional assignment as anchored in the FDC Strategic Plan 2022-2027, the one which is running, of enhancing collaboration with other forces of change. We launched this at Najjanankumbi before the junta, the masqueraders took off. In our strategic plan, we agreed to continue with our strategy of defiance and non-violent struggle. In advancement of the said strategy, we had to jointly work with other forces of change, and we have had a series of engagements, meetings, public appearances, and a number of activities. I am pleased to inform you that we have cemented the bond with different formations, and on 16th January 2024, we hosted here at Katoga a joint press conference to pass on the New Year message that would give direction to Ugandans on how to regain their sovereignty. The press conference was addressed by our party of Dr. Kiza Besigye, NUPU President Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, Honorable Winnie Kiza on behalf of Auntie, Dr. Lurume Bayega of Progressive DP, Council Peter Warubiri of Progressive UPC, PPP President HT Saddam Mugaira, among others. Those particular leaders made a personal call to all Ugandans to rise up and challenge the junta through demonstrations and political activism. We had lined up a series of joint activities countrywide, starting with the Kampala leader and Igam. For Kampala, we had an activity to awaken the people of Kampala about the deplorable state of infrastructure. The Kampala activity coincided with the NAM and G7 plus China conference that was used as an excuse by the junta to employ its brutal arm to thwart all our efforts. Some of us were detained and put under house arrest for a full week. Dr. Kiza Besigye, myself, and the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi. That notwithstanding, we remain committed to a joint platform to push back and regain control of our country. Now, proposals and resolutions on the way forward at that particular meeting. NEC recognized the fact that the party was engrossed in a rather intricate and labyrinthine debate about the trajectory of the party and the struggle, and it deemed it prudent and imperative to present the various permutations as they were suggested by various members of the party. These were the permutations, the options. Number 1, should we continue with the fight it raised to our party and evict imposters from our headquarters at Najjanankumbi? That was number 1. 2, reconcile with the imposters on condition that they voluntarily vacate party offices at Najjanankumbi and denounce their nefarious conduct and scandals, and we have to add that after cleansing the press of the whatever they did there. 3, the bona fide members of FDC who are still committed to the struggle to push back the junta constitute themselves into a new formation which would entail dissolving the FDC party. 4, continue advancing the struggle under a framework of a social movement akin to the reform agenda and forget all about the divisive party politics. These two would entail the dissolution of FDC and not forming a new party. The last one was join other existing political parties or acquire one which is dormant or in abeyance. Those were proposals. After thrashing out all those issues, members of the National Council unanimously resolved that wide consultations be conducted with the party structures countrywide within a period of 3 months. Accordingly, a program was drawn for structured engagements on regional basis. The delegates conference, which had been hitherto scheduled to take place on 19th March 2024, was accordingly postponed. The consultation process. Consultation with the party founding members. The National Executive Committee consulted the founder members of the party at a meeting convened in Namugongo on 23rd October 2023, who appreciated the efforts that had hitherto been undertaken to address the crisis bedeviling the party. The thrust of their concern and recommendation was that the interim leadership of the party should explore all available options to reinvigorate the spirit and ideals espoused and agreed upon at Bonita on 7th August 2004. They emphasized the dire need to jealously regard the sanctity of the party constitution and the pedigree painstakingly built out of sacrifices and the blood of many forefathers and other Ugandans. Nationwide consultations on the way forward. The National Council of 21st February this year considered the party president's report and resolved that the 5 optional pathways be presented to the wider party leadership across the country for consideration so as to build a broader national consensus on the way forward. The national consultations kicked in earnest on 11th March 2024 with the Kampala and Wakiso district structures at a meeting held in Chireka, Chira municipality. That inaugural meeting again was organized by Honorable Semuju Ibrahim Nanda. Thank you very much. We proceeded to engage with the leaders from across all the sub-regions of the country, and below is the roadmap of the consultation tours. We have the regions and the dates we visited you when you made your own submissions. You recall very well. You cross-check. Fast forward on page 9. Inasmuch as these engagements were intended to solicit views of members of the party in the structures, in some areas, open public meetings were conducted to further advance the message of the struggle. Mr. Chairman and honorable delegates, permit me to pause and extend a vote of thanks to our patriarch, Dr. Ageesigika, who made the sacrifices to ensure that these meetings are a success. He deserves a big clap. He attended and he guided each of the meetings in person. He never missed even a single meeting countrywide. Similar appreciation goes to all members of NEC who defied all odds that militated against us in conducting these meetings, and he held fort in my absence as I was announcing a brave health challenge that required a surgical operation in India and took place in April this year. And praise be to the Lord. Am I not firm enough today? The Lord is great. Of course, not forgetting all of you dear delegates and members of the party across the entire country who